Hey, yeah, this is our interview. Just lounging around, no problem. Oh, yeah, I mean, I agreed to do the interview because not necessarily about wanting to get things out there, but I don't know, felt like chatting a little bit. Let people know everything that's going on. How these things work, right? I'll let you know my story or whatever you want to call it, ins and outs of the Shady network. Yep. This is the house. A lot of stuff takes place here. Obviously, we used to be up in New York. That was nice. I miss some of the shenanigans and adventures that would happen in New York, but I was able to come up with a whole new thing here as well, which is nice. So yeah, whatever you feel like asking, just ask away. Well, no, I was not. There was no born. I appeared here, and you know, it might have been 500, 600 years ago. It's been a while. I've been here for a while. I just appeared in this form, and I was able to process things in my mind quickly, in the brain, what you will call the brain, pretty fast, and pick up on things, and went from there. Helped out with some stuff along the way. Quick learner and all that, right? But yeah, you don't have to believe any of this. It doesn't matter. The results speak for themselves. The phenomenons, portals opening up in the sky, anywhere, people disappearing constantly. You see how Long Island is now. Without our presence there, it's a whole different ball game. Seeing is believing, right? So I think the results speak for themselves. But yes, like I said, 400 or 500 years, maybe 6, 7, who knows? Could have been 1,000 for all I know. I guess you can call it a banishment. There were issues. Back where I'm originally from, I actually got it's over there. A nice telescope to spy on the home planet. Special telescope. I made some modifications to it and stuff. Maybe one day I'll go back. I do enjoy it here, and there's a lot of reasons why. You create these things, and all of a sudden, it blows up. I was doing this stuff a couple 100 years ago. I didn't call it the Shady Institute or Shady Doctors and all that stuff. I can do a lot of things. And I don't need conventional things. If I'm a doctor, I can use pliers, duct tape, rope, you name it. Screwdrivers, pencil, doesn't matter. I can make it work with a letter. That's how good I am. I had a lot of different things, but I've been trying to find stuff here, all these countries and everybody in the world are always digging in the earth for oil and stuff. And I'm like, what? I'm like, you can find information in the earth. I've almost become one with the earth on an intellectual level. We speak to each other. Information I can get from the earth has caused me to build these things and do all these things, portals and everything else, while everybody else is messing around with the basics. Humans are extremely basic and extremely easy to convince of things. This house, there's stuff going on. We came to this area because apparently these mountains that we're in. Kind of like hills, mountains, but apparently the oldest on the continent. So the wealth of information and stuff here is vast, and we need that. You know. But it helps me, like I said. Like I said, people are easy to convince of things, and they say, that's how I get so many people to join the cause, or make them believe things that haven't even happened. They'll see what I want them to see. Like I said, my abilities are getting... This planet is a treasure trove. All of you are looking for the wrong stuff. They see what they want to see, hear what they want to hear, Oh, it's like, okay, for example, listen up, open your ears. You want to hear a scratching sound? There you go. Scratching sound, boom, done. Knocking? You hear it, right? Any noise I want you to hear, anything I want you to see, you're going to see. Now, as I was saying, human beings, they say this open mind, right? Oh, you got to keep an open mind toward things, which I guess could be good. It's also good for me because people who open up their minds, it's easy for me to just get on in there. Get them to believe whatever I want them to. That stuff you see on the internet, that was me. Then it blew up into its own thing. It's kind of, whoa, look at this. Look where they take it. Some of it's true, most of it isn't. And once you got them, you got them. You can get in their minds whenever you'd like. I'm more of a mind person, and humans are easy marks. Rubes, whatever you want to call them. It might sound insulting, but it's the truth. Yeah, a lot of people have been disappearing in this area since we came here. That's how it goes. You might find your way in this facility we're in. You might not find your way out. You might end up somewhere else. And who's to say? These portals up in here all the time. They end up somewhere better, maybe worse. Maybe they end up back where they came from. Who knows? You'll be welcome to leave. Don't concern yourself. If I want you to, maybe you will leave because you think you left, because I made you think you left. But in fact, you'll still be here doing whatever it is I need you to do. It is, I'm sure, it is a little scary to think about. I'm sweating a little bit now. Don't worry. It'll end the way I want it to end. Yes, there is a shrine in the woods here. I'm surprised you knew about that. No, I did not. I wasn't planting anything in your mind about that. It's there. I want to study that more as well. Study these things and see the information I can get. Why try to get back to where I was originally from when everything on this planet Earth is here for the taking, the picking minds, the planet itself? I mean, it doesn't matter. Animals are fine. I have an affinity for cats. Cats they can absorb. You see them laying around, like especially there's a lot of stray cats everywhere in the world, but you see them lying down in specific areas. I'm telling you right now, they're absorbing the power of the earth. I don't know what exactly they do with it, but it's another thing to try and learn. But I like the attitude the cat brings, Yeah, we have a local one here. She might pop up. I don't know. It also, some of the workers, it keeps them mellow. They start to get stressed because if I veer too far from this area, the people that are in this vicinity minds will start to break because I'm too far, and the hold starts to break. And then the mind break isn't a fun thing to see. It can be fixed, but some instances it's very hard. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. That's up to you to decide. If you want to publish this interview, that's fine. I figured, why not? Maybe this interview brings more people to the case. Convince them. Whatever you want. Bending wills. It's a nice thing to be able to do. More people, change them into what you want. I do have some favorites. You might have seen some of them here, but, you know. Yes, there's a cloning facility here. I'll just bring it up, might as well. But yes, you've seen a lot of people that look like me, because there are clones that essentially can do almost everything I can, but I send them out. Some of them, I'm able to do all this stuff, but I get them their information. So they might be a shady doctor. They might be going undercover in these other institutions throughout the world. Get more information from them. Like I said, information is the key. And, I do sometimes make convincing arguments. Sometimes I don't. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. As long as I get what I can, information I need. Of course. No, I'm not doing that stuff for kicks. There's a purpose to all of it. As long as you want to be here. What's with the gum? A lot of people have talked about the gum. I like chewing the gum. I make up reasons why. Oh, there's a buzzing in the place. The buzzing's there because I want it to be there. And that makes them go a little boop, 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 a little whoosh. Like I said, do you hear a buzzing now? You do? It's a little annoying, right? I could see it in your face. You hear it now? You don't. My abilities are getting greater and greater. That might be an issue for the world. I'll go ahead and see him try something. It wouldn't matter. I'm letting you get a little, just a look, not even scratching the surface. Huh. What's underneath would terrify you. You'll be fine. Don't you concern yourself. I said, it's out there. You've seen the stuff on the news. It's out there already. My exploits and what have you. It's all by design. You let out what you want to let out. You also want to keep people guessing. And yes, I just like chewing the gum. It's nice. Helps clear the mind. Take a nice walk. Clears your mind. What is my actual form for my planet? You don't want to know. You couldn't imagine what my form actually is. That'd be a problem. And part of me is curious why my home planet, they need to know what's going on here, I would think. I'm surprised they haven't made a move, but I've been on top of that as well. Just in case. And if that ever happens, you fucked. Pardon the language. Oh. Yeah, like I said, you could ask whatever you'd like. Like I said, there are portals here. They open up mostly when you least expect it. We actually had, I don't know how this happened. I was not here, but the people working here, I don't know what they were doing. There were some robbers that got in. They're all gone. They disappeared. The garage here behind this wall. This is ground zero for all types of activity. I love it. I can bounce in and out of these portals fairly well. It's not a problem finding my way back. And I don't break. This is another thing that will cause people to break. They go through these portals Their mind can't handle it. The human mind cannot handle what's going through, just going through the portal itself. And then where you end up, you're trying to figure it out, but the portal itself will rip at the very essence of your being. But that's how it goes, you know. What were my beginnings here with the Shady stuff? I started as a doctor. It was just me doing back alley stuff. I enjoyed it. People liked the results. Keep coming back. Charge small fee. Sometimes I don't even charge money. I charge information or items, objects that are already of use to me. There's a wealth of knowledge and everything else inside this planet, ready to be cracked open. Maybe people will see this and attempt to get it. They have to have the brain enough, the mind, the psyche, or whatever, to be able to handle seeing some of the stuff I've seen just on the insides of this planet. The planet itself, I know this too, because like I said, I'm connected with the Earth itself now. If it wanted to end it, it could end the human race. No, it's not like Star Wars with the Death Star blowing up planets. No. It could release things that would pretty done. No, not as stupid as that movie, The Happening, either. Ugh. What the dumb. But, what's that? You curious about my favorite movies? Blair Witch Project, Ravenous, great films. Check them out if you haven't. Ravenous is a gem, an underrated gem. Doesn't get talked about enough, but I like video games. Like I said, I like taking walks. I like gaining knowledge. Things I like to do. Am I evil? I mean, yeah, to some people, I guess I would be considered it, but I'm doing my thing. You know, it's not my fault. Human beings' minds are so easily taken. And once you take them, it's game over. It doesn't matter. Huh. You know, what's that saying? It's easier to fool someone than to convince them they've been fooled. Nobody wants to know they've been fooled. They can't handle it. They can't just be like, oh, you got me. I was duped. No. Too much pride, I guess. It happens to everyone. But, sorry. The portals. They'll break these robbers. They all disappeared into portals. I wasn't here, and I found out about it. Security cameras. They had something, though, which was interesting, which I will be continuing to conduct experiments on and researching. It was an interesting piece. Well, exactly. You read my mind almost. I'm impressed. Somebody would have sent them to get this object. They just happened to end up here. Whether or not the facility itself called them here or whatnot, I just got lucky. I don't know where they ended up. They could end up in these portals will take you anywhere. Other side of the planet, another dimension, which is really good way to dispose of evidence and people you don't want leaking information, throw them through these portals, they end up in some other dimension, planet, who the hell knows. You're looking a little pale. You see a ghost? You might have, actually. Because there's all types of paranormal. That's great. That's a hot spot. I love this. This gives me, like, energy, too, man. Like, some people don't like it. Like, you look like you're about to break down, but I gotta drink some water. Yeah, you know, if you want to, we can end this. That's fine. You're gonna leave. You're gonna walk out the door. You're gonna go home. You're gonna decide what to do with this footage. Go ahead. Show it or not. I'm not gonna. It doesn't matter. I was impressed with your little thing there before, kind of knowing what was coming next with what I was talking. I like that. I like that. Some of you humans do have some impressive traits. that you only partially unlock, but not fully, And I help that with. There's some people here you'll meet that are brilliant. They need that push. The rest can be considered lackeys, I guess. But you know what? Treat them all well enough. All right, man. You look like you're gonna throw up, and I don't want you throwing up on the floor here. But here, might be that buzzing you're hearing. Who knows? Maybe you saw a long lost relative that has passed. I don't know. This house, this whole ground, this area is fantastic. And then you throw me into the mix, kind of combination here of chef's kiss, as the people say. Right? Is that what they say? I don't know. Chef's kiss, friggin' mechanic's hug. Is that what they say? The mechanic's hug? But, all right. Well, we can end this now. Let me help you there with that.